Two can't miss undefeated rules of logic, I would say. I mean, almost in my entire lifetime, these two things have been completely unmatched, undefeated. They work every time. They are follow the money, the paper trail, the good old paper trail, everybody knows that, and let action speak louder than words. I don't know if most of you apply that to your life. I apply it to mine. They apply to all the matters of my whole existence, okay? I say this because we should feel insulted when our leaders tell us America doesn't meddle in foreign elections or foreign affairs, right? Saying America doesn't interfere in foreign elections is like saying Snoop Dogg doesn't smoke weed. It's preposterous, okay? Washington's record, that's right, Washington's record of interfering in elections across the globe. The U.S. has interfered in more than 80 foreign elections between 1946 to 2000. That does not count U.S.-backed coups and invasions. More than 80 foreign elections in a little over a half a century. That is crazy right there. That is, I mean, you know, and these are crimes. That's what these are. These are crimes. And with the nonstop coverage that we receive on our end with the Russiagate and, you know, stuff like that, little to no coverage, I stress, little to no coverage, mostly no coverage when we do it. Okay? This is right out of the manufacturing consent playbook or right out of the manufacturing consent toolbox. It's when former CIA director James Woolsey was asked if America meddles in other countries' elections, he responded, only for a very good cause, in the interest of democracy. Okay, so only for a very good cause in the interest of democracy. Okay, so what is democracy? By definition, democracy is a system of government by the whole population or by all the eligible members of the state, typically through elected representatives. Okay, so democracy means rule by the people. One person, one vote. All right, got it. Well, when you meddle in more than 80 elections in a half a century, that's not democracy. That's the opposite of democracy. So he's telling you what... And by the way, he also said that he never mentioned that he said they still do it today. Of course, they still do it today. We're in the Middle East, okay? We're watching what's happening. So I don't understand why people don't let the action speak louder than words. Maybe they're not paying attention or what it is, and follow the money. It's all there, and it's in the words too. It's not really hard to see this. Okay, so what is the reason, right? Well, ask yourself this. What kind of governments does the U.S. undermine? It's always the ones that have implemented or beginning to implement left-wing economic policies, because the United Corporations of America understands that humane, common sense, worker-centric policies are incredibly popular, are incredibly appealing to the average person, including America's, especially today. The U.S. leadership does not want to run the risk of letting successful left-wing economies grow large enough to offer the world an alternative to capitalism. And that's exactly what it is. So it's never been about freedom and democracy. It's never been about humanitarianism. I mean, you kidding me? I mean, really? Because what? By fomenting coups, by funding death squads, lying our way into wars, torture programs. We've been aiding an ongoing genocide in Yemen for years now. We fund the same jihadist groups in Syria that attacked us on 9/11. Come on now. Humanitarianism? You got to think about these things. Saudi Arabia is our ally. You can't make this shit up. So yes, let actions speak louder than words and follow the money. Hold people accountable. We do so much, man. We do so much fighting with ourselves. It's unbelievable. We have to channel our anger and direct our anger in the right places. It's not our fault. We're victims. We're not the villains here. All right. We do so much war. We outsource the war. So again, our country, they're run by criminals, lots of them. It's exactly what you see today. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about the Constitution. It's sad. It's a sad reality, and all their actions or lack of actions are exactly what you need to pay attention to. Actions speak louder than words. We are a desperate people, and when we need something, all you hear is, how are we going to pay for it? How are we going to pay for it? Well, I don't know. We just sent $1 billion to Israel to fund an Iron Dome missile defense system. And Israel's had Medicare for all since 1995. So Israel has a higher standard of living than we do. It's unbelievable. There's zero good reasons for a country to disrupt the election process of another country. Zero. More than 80 and a half a century? And that's just the ones that we know about. So think about that. We need to demand accountability and stop being cheerleaders for these people. And that's the bottom line. And that's the only way we're going to get through this. Sorry for yelling.